Mabuhay everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and for today's video, I'll be giving you my performance review finally of the AE1. Let's go. Guys, actually been kind of out of the loop recently because I recently got injured. My left leg was busted, so I couldn't play for almost 2 weeks. So hopefully I'm getting better now, doing some more stretching, more recovery, but hopefully I'll be back in my 100%. So kind of disappointed about it because I've been playing really good recently before my injury, and this has to happen. But yeah, that's how sports is. There's ups and downs. You have to fight through it. And I think that's the beauty of sports. So going back to the sneaker, so this is the Anthony Edwards 1 or the AE1 from Adidas. And finally, I've been saying a lot of things about Adidas, that they need to step up their game in terms of the tech and the implementation of their tech that they're using in their sneaker. And finally, something worthwhile for the AE1, but is it like a really game changer for Adidas? Let's find out. So first, let's talk about the upper of the AE1, which features this like a 3D mold upper, this peach upper of the AE1, which is like one piece from the lateral part. So this TPU piece connects the shoe from the lateral part to the middle part of the sneaker and wraps until the back part of the sneaker. And what's nice about this one is in terms of lateral support of the AE1, it was really nice. The containment, especially around the forefoot and midfoot, they're really nice, and you feel very locked down. At the same time, what's nice about this 4D mold is it has holes, so there's a lot of perforation there, so it's not too hot. I really like it that they made this into holes so that there's a lot more ventilation, and of course it will reduce weight, given that this mold is the only downside of the mold is, of course, it is heavier. And I weighed the sneaker. This is a US 10.5. My pair is a whopping 546 grams already. So that's really on the heavy side. And imagine if they made this really solid. I mean, it will, I think, reach the 600 grams, like similar to the LeBron 19s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the 19s, which almost reach 600 grams, and it's heavy, but in terms of weight, since we're talking about it, on foot, it didn't feel that heavy for me for that 546 grams. It was still okay. I don't mind sneaker to be heavy as long as their fit is really good. And AE1 is an example for that the fit of the sneaker is good for me. I got the correct size. So first is, of course, get the correct size first so that the sneaker won't be moving or your foot won't be moving around inside the sneaker. So get the right fit so that your foot rather will have a better one-to-one fit to the sneaker. So I didn't mind it, but I know a lot of players or basketball players who likes to play more on a lighter sneaker, and I understand that, especially for longer period of hours. This won't be, it will feel a little bit heavier for longer hours of play. This will become heavier as the time progresses, and when your feet gets tired or your leg gets tired, you will feel the weight of the AE1. But if you're just playing for a 1 hour game or like a league game, you won't play like the whole 1 hour, this will be enough. So that's the only downside and upside of the AE1 in terms of the weight. On the upper, this black part is a textile mesh, and you can see the lacing system is pretty much regular lacing system. It's really close here. I just wish that they made it wider because it will give a better experience in terms of fitting the sneaker when you want to tighten it up more around the forefoot. It's very similar to the lacing system of the tray. I wish that they made this lacing system more like the Hardens, where it's a little bit wider. So that's one thing that they could improve on. And the color is actually non-existent. It's just for a placebo effect that you would feel the shoe around your ankle. So it's really a low top sneaker. So this is how low it is. So in terms of heel cup, very nice heel cup. There's an external heel cup with the Adidas logo at the back for external heel containment. And inside there's another plastic piece here that's hard too. So your heel is really well contained. Heel containment, very nice, no heel slippage, and a very nice curve at the heel to contain your heel and ankle. So overall, ankle protection, really nice for a low top sneaker. There's a lot of ankle mobility. So like I said, this part will go down here if you really like to. And there's a pull tab here. And if you want to extend your lacing system like me, I tie it until the last lace loop so that it will have a better fit around your foot. So the tongue is really thin but comfortable. Nothing crazy about it or nothing uncomfortable about it. And as for the Ortholite insole, very regular Ortholite insole, which you can interchange if you want more step-in comfort. And of course, let's go to the cushion part of the AE1, which I think finally Adidas, you made something better from the boost. So what they use here is the Jet Boost and some light strike foam. So the Jet Boost is inside and encapsulated in the light strike, and you can see at the bottom that white part is the boost. And Jet Boost, the feeling of it for me is it's more on the mushy side. It's not the most springy boost that you could feel. I would still say the springiest boost that I felt was still on the Crazy Explosives. So that's really way back. So I mean, this is a good improvement for a very low profile sneaker. For the Hardens, it was too low for my taste, but I think a lot of players like the feeling of the Hardens. But for me, it kind of lacks more cushion on the Hardens, which they implemented on the AE1. Even though the AE1's cushion was thin, you're very low to the ground, you can still feel the mushiness or impact protection that the Jet Boost is giving on the AE1, which I like. The bounciness is there, but it's not the bounciest, so take that as a grain of salt. And as for the heel, impact protection in the heel is really nice. So I would say Jet Boost is really more on the impact protection and not on the bouncy part of things. But I think it's an upgrade from the Hardens. Wish that the Harden 8s, the brand new Hardens, will have a similar or better Jet Boost cushion on the new Harden. So praying for that. Adidas making a better step forward in terms of their cushion, and it's encapsulated inside, but still it's expanding inside. I mean, I really could feel the Jet Boost below my foot. So if you have some knee problems, I think the AE1 will be good for you. But if you're looking for a very bouncy sneaker in the market, this is not it. Sorry. Oh, before we go to the outsole, another thing that I really like about the AE is, of course, the fork that goes. It's a spring fork. So it goes up to the tip. So when you're running up and down the floor, it will activate the Jet Boost, which is really nice. And it has a lot of spring back and torsional support on the AE1. But one other thing that I really like about the AE1 is this spring plate, this X. It goes to the almost tip of the sneaker. It's very similar to the Crazy Explosive, which is really nice. So tip until the edge, as you can see, it's up to here. So what it does is it gives a very nice torsional support, and the spring back is really nice. So it activates the Jet Boost when you're running up and down the floor. That, I think, is where you could feel the Jet Boost being a little bit bouncier. It's because of the help of the spring plate of the AE1. So if you're static, you wouldn't feel the bounciness that much from the AE1, but once you are running, you will feel a bit more bounciness in terms of jumping. When you're running to go for a jump, that's where you would feel it a bit more. So that's a nice thing that they did. It's a full spring plate on the AE1. One thing that I want to mention is, of course, the lacing system. Like I've said, it has a traditional lacing system, but this round lace loop is not it. I haven't tried the other extra lace loop, which is also this peach color, which of course is I think this is the color of the year right now for Chinese New Year. And I haven't switched yet to the lacing on that, but for this one, I have to constantly relace them because it tends to loosen up when you're playing. So that's kind of sucks. So I'll give you an update if I change the lacing on the AE ones with the other lace that come with this, to the other lace that came with this. I'm not too sure with the other colorways if they came with an extra laces. So because there's a blue pair that recently got released, I'm not too sure if they come with extra laces. Now let's go to the outsole, which is this straight line diagonal and like very nice wavy line pattern. And it's nice on a clean court. They grip really nicely and it's pliable. So outdoor use, I think it can be from time to time because even though they are pliable, they're kind of thick. But the only downside from the traction is it tends to pick up a lot of dust. So when I was playing on a dusty floor, you really need to wipe it often, like really often. So that is kind of also some bothersome, especially on dusty floor. So I wish that they could improve that, but it's been picking up a lot of dirt recently when I was playing with it. And when I switch up to the other sneaker that I'm testing, the Ranger, this one was gripping really nicely even on a dusty floor. So that's my comparison between the traction. The traction on a clean court is good, but on the dusty floor, you really need to wipe it often. As for sizing of the AE1, I went half a size down because I could actually go a full size down and go for a 10, but it would be too narrow around the forefoot because it is kind of narrow there. So I just went half a size down, but the fit was still good. There's no heel slippage, even on a 10.5. So I'm usually a US 11, so half size down is my recommendation on the AE1. So for my overall verdict for the AE1, it's a good improvement, good direction for Adidas basketball, that they eventually gave us a better implementation of boost. Hopefully it will get better on the hardens, on the trays. And AE1 is, Anthony Edwards is one of my favorite players. So I really am happy for him to be able to get a signature sneaker. And it looks good in my opinion. I like the look of the AE1 better than the hardens. That's my personal opinion. Let me know what you think, guys, about it. And it's an overall solid performer, just that on the traction, a little bit more improvement and maybe a little bit bouncier on the jet boost, plus the upper. I think if they could make it a lighter sneaker for a guard, since Anthony Edwards is a guard, but he's a powerful guard, but a little shave off on the weight, maybe just 500 from 565. So that's really on the heavy side. So let me know what you think about the AE1. Have you played with them? I know a lot of you have been playing with them and been late with this review, but hopefully I helped you guys out. For those who are still deciding to get an AE1, it's actually, the price is not too expensive. It's $130 US or just around 7,000 pesos, which is a really good price point in terms of basketball sneaker, especially for a first basketball sneaker for Anthony Edwards. So let me know what you guys think. Hit me a comment down below. This has been MARKCHES. Once again, thank you for dropping by his channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.